I want to tell you a story. For the last 5 years, I've picked up one piece of trash every single day. It sounds like nothing, it's not impressive, and it's not something that's winning awards, and it's something that I never actually thought I'd be talking about. But somehow, this one tiny habit has changed my life. Far more than getting into Harvard, winning scholarships, or even being named Young Australian of the Year for Western Australia. Because here's the thing, I spent years chasing big accomplishments, thinking that they would make me happy, and they didn't. But this small action every single day has done that. In this video, I want to share what I've learned about happiness, success, and why sometimes the smallest things we do matter far more than the biggest things we achieve in life. Let's get into it. For most of my life, I believed that my happiness would come from achieving big things, that the right achievement, the right moment, the right milestone would finally fill me with happiness and fulfillment. So I spent years chasing that ideal. In high school, I sacrificed everything to get in the top 1% of my state, and I thought it would make me happy, and it did for a little while. But very quickly the excitement faded. At 18 years old, I then told myself that I would finally feel happy and accomplished once I published my first book. I did publish that first book, and within a few hours, my happiness and sense of fulfillment was gone. Then I thought getting into Harvard would be the thing, and I worked really hard for 5 years, and when I got in, I was overjoyed for a couple days, and then the happiness faded. Then I convinced myself that the real happiness would come when I got a full ride scholarship to Harvard. And then when I got that, it lasted a couple more days. Once I arrived at Harvard, I thought, okay, once I figured out my next step, I'll feel happy and satisfied. Then I won one of the most prestigious graduate fellowships in the world to China called a Schwarzman Scholarship, one of the most competitive fellowships in the world, and my happiness again lasted about a week. And finally, when I was recently named Young Australian of the Year for Western Australia, I thought this has to be it. And yet, within a couple days, I was back to feeling exactly the same. Every single time I thought this is the moment that will change everything, and every single time it didn't. I finally had to ask myself, if these massive milestones aren't bringing me lasting happiness, what will? And this is where things kind of get weird. Over the last 5 years, there has been one thing, one tiny, seemingly insignificant action that has made me feel genuinely better on a daily basis. Picking up one piece of trash. That's it. Nothing fancy, nothing life-changing, just seeing a bit of rubbish on the ground, bending down, and throwing it away. And the reason this habit stuck with me is simple, because there are a lot of days where I don't feel great. Days where I feel like I'm not making an impact in the world, and days where I feel like I'm not doing enough, or that I'm falling behind in some kind of way. But no matter how bad my day is, if I've just picked up one piece of trash, I can go to bed knowing that I've done something, that no matter how small, I've tried to make the world a little bit better of a place. It's a tiny daily reminder that I have control over my actions, over my contribution, and how I choose to show up in the world. You see, we live in a world that glorifies big moments, winning awards, getting into top schools, landing dream jobs. But the truth is, these moments are short-lived and fleeting. Success feels great in the moment, but then it quickly fades. And if all you do is chase the next big thing, you'll spend your entire life on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but never actually getting anywhere in regards to your happiness. What really matters, what defines your happiness, are the tiny, seemingly insignificant things that you do every single day. For me, that's picking up one piece of trash. For you, it might be something completely different. Maybe it's being kind to the barista that makes your coffee every day, or maybe it's sending a quick message to a friend to check in. Maybe it's helping your family with something small around the house. It doesn't have to be huge, it just has to be consistent. Because happiness isn't built in big, dramatic moments. It's built in small, quiet things you do every single day. The things that, when done consistently, shape who you are and how you feel about your life. One thing I also want to be clear about is that I'm not perfect with my habit of picking up trash every single day. Some days I forget. Some days I pick up 20 pieces of trash. And no, I'm not out there picking up rotten bananas or something that's gonna make me sick. I just pick up small things like coffee cups, wrappers, or bits of cardboard, stuff that won't make me sick. And I don't do it for recognition, I don't do it to impress anyone. I just think it's really helped make me a better person and more happy every single day. I do it because it genuinely makes me feel better. Because even on my worst days, I know that I've done something to improve the world around me, even just a little bit. And even every once in a while, I'll see someone else do it because they've seen me pick up a piece of trash. I've had moments where I pick up a piece of trash and then later I see a random stranger doing the same thing at the park. And maybe that's just a coincidence, or maybe it's that actions that are positive are really contagious. contagious. So I wanted to share this story because I know that a lot of people who watch this channel are extremely ambitious students, and they will feel the same way that I used to, chasing one big moment after the next, convinced that once you reach that final goal, you will be happy, only to realize that you feel the same after a couple of days. But take it from me, a Harvard student who has hit literally every single goal he's set for himself, happiness does not come from the big achievements. It comes from the small things you do every single day. So if you're consistently chasing the next big thing, ask yourself, what small action can I take today that's going to make me feel good, and how can I contribute it to the world in a positive way every single day? Because at the end of the day, the big moments will always fade, but the small moments, they're the ones you get to live in the most. So now I want to challenge you. Pick one small habit, one meaningful action you can do every single day, and it's going to be something that will add value to your life or the lives of others. It doesn't have to be huge, it doesn't have to be impressive, it just has to be consistent, and I promise you, if you stick with it, you might just find it brings you more happiness than any achievement ever could. Good luck.